What's going on, my people? We are here, and this video I'm gonna talk to all the new food service drivers out there, man. You know, I like to make videos for the new food service drivers out there that's getting in the game, that's recently just started, that needs some type of tips, some type of guidance. But before I talk to you guys, I want to know one question, and I'm serious about this question, is why did you guys decide to come to food service? Just put it in the comments, let me know why. You know what I mean? Because this job is not normal. The hours is not normal. The workload is not normal. And yet still you guys decide to take a step. So I'm trying to get a feedback from why you guys decide to come into food service. And it's a reason why I'm asking you that, because a lot of times people working for a company, when they get hired, while they're going through the interview, in that interview, man, they're like the most stand-up person. They'll break through a brick wall, and they can do all this type of work, and you know what I mean, and they're ready to go, and they're all tucked in and stuff like that. 2 months later, pants sagging, bad attitude, all that work ethic that they talk about, it's all out the window. Showing up late to work. So you got to remember, and you got to ask yourself, why did you want to do this? And just keep that mentality with you every day. Now, today video, what I want to talk about, some of the things that you should look for as a new food service driver that will help you do your job better, will help you be more efficient at what you do out there on your job, right? And I'm not talking about orientation and none of that. I'm not talking about how to drive a truck. I'm not talking about how to clock in, none of that stuff. I'm talking about the actual work, the actual food service work. And when you go out there training, first of all, I'll give y'all a second. To go get your notebook, or you can just play back this video. You know what? Just play back this video, because I'm gonna give you guys some tips that's gonna help you do a good job, be more efficient, and just be a master of what you do out there, right? Now, my first advice to you guys is as soon as your trainer open the back of that trailer and you start looking around, learn the load diagram. What I mean by that, learn the way how these companies load the trailer. Learn their loading style. Try to identify where the products is at. Try to identify where they like to keep the dry goods. Try to identify where they like to keep the cooler items, the produce. Try to identify where they keep the freezer, right? You want to learn that. Then you want to learn, US Food call it eaches. Cheney call it PKs. Cisco call it splits. But to keep it simple, learn all the small cases, those little all-ball cases. Learn what it is. What I tell the new drivers, as soon as you get in that trailer, it might be a box or two of splits, eaches, PKs, whatever you want to call it. Take a look through those boxes really quick. Get familiar with those items. Look at the numbers so you can have an idea when you go to a particular stop and you're on a dry pallet. If you're on a dry pallet, to make sure that if you know that you're missing a case and you're looking all over for it, it's in the splits, right? So you want to learn that. After you get through that process, you need to understand that each box is going to have a label on it, right? and the label is for you to simplify. It's for you to simplify the job. Stop 1 is gonna have label 1. Stop 2 is gonna have label 2. They dummy it down. Like, anybody can do this job. You know what I mean? Learn that, because you don't want to be that guy that's giving away cases. You know what I'm saying? So make sure when you go out there and you're stacking your hand carts, don't give away cases, right? You want to learn how many different stops is on a particular pallet. Like, some companies, like, let's just say their dry pallet have 2 stops on it. They'll have a big tag and they'll put 1 and 2, right? You also want to learn, and you want to keep in mind that the warehouse make mistakes. So what's going to happen is you might be looking for stop 1 dry, and let's just say you're looking for a box of chips and it's not on that first particular pallet. It might be on the wrong pallet, behind that pallet, right? So you need to learn your warehouse bad habits. They got a lot of bad habits, the way they select stuff. If you learn their bad habits, you will know exactly where to go and find a case where it's not really there, right? You want to do that. You want to be as neat as possible when you're out there working. You want to break down your truck. You want to be organized. When you're breaking down the pallet, if you have room in your trailer, keep everything together, right? You want to learn how to stack your hand truck to be as efficiently, as quickly as possible. Like, don't leave no room on the hand truck, guys. A lot of new drivers, they come in, they think the items is too heavy. One thing that's gonna happen, if you don't stack your hand truck high enough, it's gonna be heavy anyway, because you're too bottom heavy. So you might as well go ahead and stack it all the way up. The key thing in food service is to be efficient, right? When you get in the game and you're being trained, right? And you go out with your trainer, don't let him do anything you don't know what he's doing. If you see him doing a pickup, ask him what he's doing. Ask him how to do it. Some guys, they're going to have you just pushing hand trucks, following them around. They're not really going to tell you nothing. I don't know what they're training for. They must be training for Olympics or something, because they're not training the food service. You're supposed to be showing guys every little thing you do. So one thing I'm trying to tell you guys, don't let your trainer do anything and you don't know what they're doing. You need to be learning. The number one focus as a new food service driver, when you get in the game, your number one focus is learning that scanner. You know what I mean? Learn the scanner, learn how to operate, learn how to make deliveries, learn how to make adjustments, learn how to do pickups, you know, and all of that. We're not going to waste time showing you how to clock into a truck or how to clock out of a truck, or let's see how you can back up. You're supposed to know all of that before you even come to food service. You know what I mean? Like, we're not here to train people how to drive. You're supposed to know how to drive. Because first of all, raise your hand if you can't drive. You're not even supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So we're getting to the job. So when you're with a trainer that's wasting your time, you need to let it known to somebody that you're not here to waste time. You need to be learning what you're going to be doing every day. You know? So if you got Joe Blow trying to teach you how to back up, like, you guys are wasting time. Learn that scanner, learn that trailer, learn how to company load, learn how to stack your hand cart, learn how to deal with customer, Learn how to run down that ramp if you never run down that ramp before. Don't be scared to go down that ramp. You know what I'm saying? All of that. But that's all I got for y'all for right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put it below. All right? We're out.